G'day mates and welcome to Empires of Undergrowth. Today we're starting a brand new experience of this little gem that I picked up like 5 or 6 hours ago. Totally wasn't planning to do this, but I've sunk a few hours into this and it has been the most fun I think I've had in a little indie title for, well, today at least, but definitely for a long time. This is a brilliant little game. It's really fun and I thought I'd just go and, there's a bit of an opening on the channel now that I finished my Emperor series. Thought I'd dive into something and have a quick look and see how it goes. If you guys like it, we might stick around and hang around a bit more. If not, well, we'll give it a bit of a playthrough and we'll see how we go anyway. But I'll definitely be continuing this off camera. But let's go in. We've got, this is sort of an old style of doing things. You highlight stuff. They don't tend to do that in menus too much these days. The Formicarium, other modes, settings. Have a quick look in settings. Has English. That's a good setting there. It is still in a very early alpha, is my understanding. I think that you can see Skype turning on the bottom. Hopefully that will not show up. I'll have to sign out of that later. But we've got here arachnophobe mode. I got no idea what that does. I think it probably removes spiders from the game. Not sure exactly. Creature info, tile info, not relevant because I can toggle those with a button key. Everything else here is fairly good. I may put the gamma up ever so slightly. I don't go too high because I know YouTube does darken things somewhat. So hopefully that makes it a little bit easier to read. Audio is, fairly generic here. And that's your keys. I'm not particularly bothered with that. Let's dive on into the games. You have got other modes here, which is at the moment just these 4 here for the alpha. But the Formicarium is sort of like the campaign mode. We're going to go in here. I'm not going to bother with my old one. We're going to start a brand spanking new one. Colony color is going to be green because, of course, it's my favorite color here. And it's going to be... Ooh, it's a complicated one. How about we go out on a limb here and call this Blxz YouTube. That'll keep us going, I think. Okay, now hopefully the audio gets picked up. There's a bit of talking here.
I see the Queen has taken well to her new home.
It's fascinating. She has already started to spawn. Incredible, really, that we found such a healthy specimen.
How long until we can expect to see interspecies polymorphism?
We should be patient and allow the colony to grow first. I've placed food nearby. Then we will introduce the Formica fusca and observe their reaction.
Excellent. Keep me updated on their progress.
Okay, so those two are the ones who will be driving most of the story, at least as far as I'm aware. I've only put a few hours in, but they seem to be the important two. You got the head scientist lady.
Come on now, my little ants. You need space to grow. Dig, dig, dig.
And that arsehole there who will continually talk, and he's quite an interesting character, but he is very, very annoying. Now we're going to need food. I'm going to read a couple of these here. Formicarium, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read through these, but I will bring them up briefly to let you pause the video and have a look.
Is something wrong?
I have provided them with food just a few centimeters south of the Queen, but they don't seem to be interested.
If they are too distressed to collect food, then we will have to replace the colony and start again.
Such a terrible waste.
Well, there we go. They've placed us in here. This appears to be like a science experiment, and that is us in here. So we're going to dig south and follow what they said. There should be a little bit of food down here. So it's left click, same as Dungeon Keep or anything else. It's a bit of a SimAnt style game.
Expand their territory.
Excellent news.
Yes, they're going to keep cutting me off, I think. We have found some food, little nuts down here, but we need to store the food somewhere. So to that end, we're going to want to throw in a nice big food storage. What are you saying here? Antsie's food? Yes, thank you. I'm inclined to actually put the food up here. This is the exit to the surface level, which we haven't unlocked yet. But I'm inclined to probably put a little storage down here, I think. So we're going to want probably start small to begin with. And it's ideal to put things in these little like hexagonal shapes. It's not quite a hexagon because it's so small, but you can build them up and scale them up and they get bigger and bigger. And once I start placing some buildings down, you will get the opportunity to see how the building system works. Very similar to Dungeon Keeper in that having a bunch of similar buildings touching yes, will actually give us a bonus. So to that end, let's throw down the food area, and I'll throw these here. Now the guys who do the building are the little workers we've got sitting over in this the nest group here. Now you start off with 7 of them in every single map. That's the ones that the queen maintains herself. These guys here will then go and maintain the other broods as desired. Now I can conscript them and I can actually give them a group and send them off somewhere and control them. But for now I'm going to leave them to just do their own thing over there. They will gather food that they see and they will put it in there. Geez, we're getting bombarded by this stuff. The nursery tile, yeah. So this effectively I guess encourages you to build like a real ant colony. If you just make a huge big room, pheromone marker, yes, I've got that. Yes, these are gonna give me the shits after a while. A lot of this, and it's all very basic stuff that I've covered several hours ago, from me at least, but you guys might be fresh to it. So feel free to pause, just press the K key on your keyboard if you're watching on a PC, and that will pause YouTube. Now we have 24 remaining spaces that we can build, so I shouldn't be building too much out here. So what we're going to need to do is probably bring you off. I'm actually going to bring you off, rather than go down south. Actually, no, we are going to go south. I'm going to bring you off here. I'm going to go down this way. And we don't need a particularly big area. We've only got 15 spaces remaining. But that should be enough. And what we can do now is actually throw down the worker ant nursery tile. Assuming we've got enough cash here. I haven't got very much. I can get a couple of them down, but I need more. So I'm going to put these new guys.
The queen has begun to lay new eggs.
Put them all in here. So what happens here is... Yes, while they keep talking. What will happen is the queen will maintain these 7 workers here. These 4 exist on paper, but they haven't actually grown out yet. They'll hatch up, and they require these guys to actually take the little larva from the queen down to here. So if you have no nest workers, then they won't be able to actually replenish them. They will, now that we've got the maximum of 11 up here, they will actually go and drop the pupa down there, and they'll continue to grow. It's sort of hard to see with this light on, but if I move the light away, you can see them growing, and they'll grow up and they'll go dormant at a certain phase, much like these guys up here are dormant, and that allows me to quickly replenish once all the guys if I should lose them in an attack. After that though, their pupa won't be there, and they'll need workers to drag them back down again. So you can sort of, you've got like the air and the spare, so to speak. So the food is taken up. I'm going to put these guys back in here, and they can go and maintain everything. So I've got a fair bit of food here, and they probably want us, yes, to go and do a mission. I'm not going to bother with the mission just yet, because this is our introductory episode. So let's throw down a couple more things here. And then we'll probably end this episode and we'll head on to the next one with the real action. Once I get everything built up. So I'll do a lot of this building off camera. Not a huge amount. You won't just come back and see a massive expansion. I'll be talking about it beforehand. But there's a fair bit of waiting in this game in some parts of it. What I am here is essentially this is like the campaign menu in a sense, as I can choose to proceed from here. So let's actually have a quick look up here. This one's our research. We'll come back to that at a later date, but this is where we pick the missions, and at the moment I'm level 1. Now I can take the Formicarium challenge, and the scientists will begin experimenting on me. It is not something I want to do just yet. So for my current level, I can't do level 2s, but I can do level 1s. We've got New Home and Subjugation, and I think I'll do each of these in the next 2 episodes, probably 1 per episode. And then of course we've got the Formicarium challenge, which will be, I guess, the big boss, and then we move on to the next level up. And I haven't actually been further than this. I've beaten this challenge, and that was as far as I got. So it's going to give me a little bit of time to figure things out. Hopefully you guys are enjoying what this looks like. This is going to be the episode 0, the setup. Make sure to jump in next episode for, I suppose, the proper episode 1, which is where we actually start doing some real missions. So I've been Blxz. Make sure to give me a thumbs up, because this is the first episode of the new series, a new playlist, and that does sort of help the YouTube rankings and helps me get, I guess, a little bit of recognition out there. And make sure to subscribe if you've not done so already. And then take care, guys. I will see you around.